Hello friends. Today, we are going on a mysterious journey to discover what our ancestors thought when they looked up at the sky. We know a lot about the meanings they attached to the sun and moon, but what about the mystical world of the Milky Way? Scholars are slowly piecing together the clues of Egyptian astronomy. The god Sa was associated with the stars in the constellation Orion, while the goddess Sopdet was associated with the star Sirius. In what we call the Aquarius constellation, the Egyptians could see the feet of a bull. However, there are still mysteries about the role and name of the Milky Way in Egypt. Some scholars have suggested that the Milky Way is linked to the Egyptian sky goddess Nut, who was believed to swallow the sun as it set and give birth the next day. But matching Nut's body to parts of the Milky Way has proved difficult and sometimes inconsistent. A paper published in the Journal of Astronomical History and Heritage compared the depictions of the goddess in the pyramid texts, the Coffin texts, and the Book of Nut with the shapes of the Milky Way in the night sky. The pyramid texts contained spells to help kings travel to the afterlife. The Coffin texts contained similar examples of magic. The Book of Nut described Nut's role in the solar cycle, and the oldest version found in ancient texts dates back some 3,000 years. In the Book of Nut, Nut's head and groin were described as facing the western and eastern horizons. It also described how Nut swallowed a series of stars used to determine time at night. From these descriptions I concluded that Nut's arms must face the horizons, which would mean that Nut could give birth and swallow stars during the night. We concluded that Nut's arms could not directly match the Milky Way, but the direction of Nut's arms matched the direction of the Milky Way in winter. The Milky Way is not an actual physical representation of Nut, but may have been used as a means to symbolize Nut's presence in the sky. These ancient texts describe Nut as a ladder, or as someone who guides the dead on their journey to the afterlife. These connections show how Nut can be placed in the global mythology of the Milky Way. In summary, the links between Egyptian mythology and celestial observations show how the ancient Egyptians interacted with the symbols they saw in the universe. The Milky Way was a central part of their understanding of the sky and an important element that shaped their mythological beliefs and daily lives. When we stand beneath the Milky Way and look up at the sky, perhaps we can remember, as our ancestors thought, that we are a small but important part of a universe full of infinite wisdom and compassion. When we look up at the sky, we see not only stars and galaxies but also humanity's connection to the universe. These connections help us understand humanity's place in the universe and realize our value, while also allowing us to advance in extraterrestrial exploration and unravel the mysteries of the universe. Therefore, understanding what our ancestors felt when they looked up at the sky shapes not only our history, but also our future. When we stand beneath the Milky Way and look up at the sky, we see not only stars and galaxies, but also humanity's connection to the universe. These connections help us understand humanity's place and value in the universe, while also allowing us to advance in extraterrestrial exploration and unravel the mysteries of the universe. In conclusion, when we stand beneath the Milky Way and look up at the sky, perhaps we can remember, as our ancestors thought, that we are a small but important part of a universe full of infinite wisdom and compassion. The sky brings us together and shows us how humanity has journeyed through the infinity of the universe.